2, 1. Good morning. It's Monday. There are no tractors, no lavender, no blue sky. Possibly a bit of plainage. There's been some plainage already, and there's a bit of pigeon activity as well. And I'm kind of at the railings. I won't be touching the railings, I don't think, but it's just kind of to suggest there is some external support. I'm back on the road again, folks. Heading downwards. Heading down today with a couple of pop-offs en route. Anyway, good morning. I can see, alright, Miss P has arrived. I've got the tripod. I had to retrieve the tripod, and you're wrapped around the railings. So, but which is why I'm squished up. If you wonder why I'm kind of, why is she on the rails? You might be thinking. It's because the tripod is wrapped around them, hence I'm a little bit squished up. All right, me mum. Morning, mum. It's cool, isn't it? Cooler. Not to complain. But it does feel decidedly cooler today, which is nice. I've got a fair few hours in the car again today, so that always helps. I don't have any comments appearing on my device, but I can see that people are arriving. It might not be, it's often the case that the comments don't come round until after the event, and I always have a squeeze through to see who's in, say hello. 2 minutes to go on this preamble. Do feel free to chat to yourselves and say hello. I can't see anything yet because there's nothing going on. As I mentioned yesterday, just to give you the heads up, morning, Bolton. It's going to be a patchy week with regards to availability, specifically the noons and the fours. All of the 8s are going to be good for sure, but I'm out and about at various venues and things this week down in Plymouth, so the noons are likely to be the most affected, and the 4s, based in the office, NHS signal is shocking. So just bear with this week, folks, please. I'm not going to be able to get to you as much as I would like. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, that's that. Just to give you the heads up. But you know, you carry on regardless without me. I think we're there, folks. On a 3, 2, 1. Bex Townley, later life training. Even though I don't have the t-shirt. Hang on, let's go for a little bit more downwardness. All right. So I've railings as my external support, but I'm not keen to touch them, if I'm honest. So I'll be feigning contact with the railings. And again, I don't have a chair close to hand, but I do a movement snack in sit or standing position, or switch between the two. Have a look at the movement, and then decide if we're going to do that in sit or stand. So for now, pick your position: sit or stand. Sit or stand. Have some railings of support close to hand if you should need. Set yourself up for the circulation boost. So if you are in a seated position, come into active sit, hip walk forward in the seat, and then start with a steady upper limb from the shoulder. You can also start your standing cert boost from shoulders, 1s or 2s, or switch between the support if that works for you. The key thing about the arm move for the cert boost is that you maintain the bend at the elbow so that you can get A, more control, and B, a greater range of motion. You'll be able to get more of that on a bent arm than you will on a straight arm. I don't want to visually show you the thing not best to do. So steady rhythmical arms, tuck the elbows in, relax the hands, allow some rotate around the trunk. If you are in a seated position, come high up on the sit bones, your weight is even across your buttocks and your feet. And in stand, then you may want to take a pause. I've got one up, one down again, so it's not an ideal cert boost situation. I'm nudged up to the railings because my foam tripod is wrapped around them. Arms and legs together if you're in stand, or hands on support, go for bottom end only. It's not ideal for me because of the slope that I'm on. You're seeing that my feet are quite close together. This is going to impact on your balance. So here, so you hear us talk about having the feet hip width apart as you take the steady march. I haven't got one leg longer than the other today. And then arms and legs, as you should wish. Maybe if I did that might be better. And it's rhythmical and it's steady. Take a pause, take a rest whenever you need. If you are in a seated position, drive that seated march from the feet, so keep the knees low. If you are in a sit position and taking a steady march, make it more about what's happening around the ankles, feet and toes rather than the hips. And all of this is happening around an active, supported trunk position. Key things that have happened during that Cirque boost: you've got a light lift from the heart rate, not out of breath or breathless, just that. So you've increased the blood flow, increased all the oxygen to the moving parts. You've activated all the bits that are going to support you today in sit, stand positions. You've got your shoulders on the go, and you've got some ankles, feet and toes. Tick, 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 tick. The circulation boost has achieved its key aims. Alright, ready for moves on the top end. If you are in a sit position, if you're in seated, up into active sit. If you're in a stand position, up into active stand. Shoulders just kind of open back and down, and then take the raise and lower. Feel your way through all of this. Head stays still, and take the time to press down, down, down. So you're aiming to feel your fullest comfortable range of motion. After a few ups and downs, add to that range. Up, you need all these ranges of motion for any activity involving your arm today. Lift, pull, push, carry, washing, dressing, scratching the itch. Requires all these. These are foundational, fundamental movements from your daily life. So check in with them, feel them, notice if there's some improvements to be made, and that's where the frequent movement across your day can help. Second movement of the top end. If you are in a seated position, active sit. If you are in a standing position, you might want to have your hands on support, not these railings, kind of feigning to touch them, a little bit green. First movement is the neck movement, head and neck moves, turn and return. Checking in with your most comfortable left and right turnage. Aiming to keep shoulders still here, purely to feel and make the most of that turn, that rotation there around the neck, so you feel confident and comfortable knowing that you've got a full range of motion. To look over your shoulders, see where you're going. Manoeuvre your head into varying positions as will be required for daily life today. Keep it slow, really slow. Pause in the middle. All your balance systems in your ears and your visual inputs here will impact on how steady, how balanced you feel. So slow, 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 so that you don't bring on any dizzy bits. But most importantly, you're feeling your most comfortable range of motion. So whether you are in sit or stand, pause, switch off as many times as you need. And it's the quality of the movement rather than the quantity, just 4 or 5 of these. Third movement at the top end, turning sideways so you get its best side profile. If you are in sit, check that you're not in a slump. Come up into active sit, and then give yourself a fair few chins. Give yourself a few more chins today. There. Can you feel what that is essentially doing? It's part of, isn't it, all the upright position and on top. So the posture is flexed, the head will come forward, you're going to feel uncomfortable around the back of the neck, this kind of chin poke position. We're looking to work out of that, do the opposite to that, which is there and there, all helping with better balance and comfortable movement around the shoulders. That's your 3 key moves at the top end. You're going to need all of that today. Just having a run through of my day, thinking, where were you not might need those? Anyway, second round of Cirque boost. I've got a one up and one down. Pick it up where you left off, 20 seconds or so. This is just to give an extra boost of blood flow. Prepare for the second set of moves, which is your trunk hitch. If you're in stand, maybe have a support in front of you and then range. The best positioning of the support in stand is about kind of hip height here, fixed firm support. I've only got some railings that I'm not keen to touch. Widey legs, and then that's your standing side bend, and my hands here are just showing how you might want to put one hand on the support and bend and back. No, there's no actual movement in the neck, it's all happening around here, around your bendy bits, there and back to base. And from a sideways position, lift and open, you should be feeling that your fingertips are round about here. Move in and move out. Keep it moving. The aim isn't to stay down there. Same prompts in a sit position. If you are sit, if you are satted in a chair, high up on the sit bone, so feel the weight even across both feet and buttocks. Lift and extend, and then take the bend. And it might be that you've got your arms, your hands on your thighs, or your arms on the chair arms. That might be easing in and out. Or you might have space just to relax your arms in front of the chair. It really depends what kind of chair you're in. The key thing about doing this in a seated position: lift and lengthen. Check that your pelvis isn't tucked under this way, and that will increase loads more space to move more freely. There you go, that's your side bends. Goes without saying, that's all of your sideways reaching. You'll need that in sit, stand and lying positions. Second movement of the trunk is the turn, the rotation, and all those setup things are exactly the same. Building routines here, movement routines. This is your brain, all of your body systems working together to achieve better movement, makes stuff easier throughout the day, gives you more energy. Here's your rotate then, hands on support, as I've just said. If you know that support is going to assist with a better range of motion, use it. So you might just creep it across the tabletop there. What you can't see from this profile is leg position, so wide. I'm not suggesting you do this on a slope, but you can see how your legs are the perfect adjustment. So you can still level up the hips, look, by adjusting your leggage, and then take a turn and back to base. And this is exactly the same from a seated position. Maybe have a slump, have a switch off, then come up in an active sit. Equal weight across your buttocks. It might be in a chair, you just walk your hands around and then come back to base. Do make this about the turning trunk, less about your shoulders and the head turn. So technically, no movement around the neck, because your primary aim is to get the turnability around the trunk. Hello, is it raining? If you imagine your sternum, don't imagine it, it's there, isn't it? Your sternum there is the direction of travel. So nose and sternum, just imagine you're turning to the corners of the room there. And turning, a freely turning, rotating, shifting trunk is required for all of your activities of daily living. Unless you're lying on the beach sunbathing, then they're fairly redundant. None of that happening today. Third movement of the trunk is your back extension. Face your railings. So if anyone's watching this over there, they'll be thinking I'm trying to escape and get out. As always, decide where you want your external support. What's your foot ends doing in stand? Then get your start position. Those three checks: external support, base of support, posture position, before you go for the movement. Lift and extend. So this is your extending through the spine. You're going to need this for all of the activities that require to reach your arms upwards. Washing, dressing, getting comfortable in bed requires that movement there, and it's the same in sit. So from your seated position, hip walk forward, so your buttocks around about the middle of the chair, high up on the sit bones, and then might be that your hands are on the thighs, maybe comfortably here, sat on your buttocks. There. We instinctively, if we spend lots of time flexed over a work surface or gardening, we instinctively, don't we, periodically just going to go, oh, and go the other way. That's because your body won't like being in the same position for too long. I mean, that's just kind of logical, isn't it? Keep it moving, keep all ranges of motion on your radar, if you want. If moving is important, keep moving more frequently. Here's your third round set boost. I need to squish right up here to avoid that slopage. Got my nose on the railings here. I'm on the rails, folks, or off the rails, as some might say. Here's your last and final round of cert boost, folks. Maybe go slower and bigger on the top end. Ankles, feet and toes. Can you see? Can you see? Standing options, seated options for your toes. Give them a scrunch. Try to articulate each of your toes in your shoes. Your toe pads pressed to the floor. Maybe lift the toes, squeeze the toes, scrunch the toes. Release the toes. Certainly if you're in standing positions today. Then the feet themselves, your bendy bits, bending around the toes as your heel raise in stand. Same in sit. If you're in a sit position, sit, bring the heels back a bit, and then you'll create a better angle to bend the feet. Mobilise and move your feet. You're going to need that for all of your standing activities on feet for sure. And just getting in your shoes and socks, the more mobile your feet are, the easier that will be. And that's part and parcel of toe activity as well. If you think about when you walk, that push off bit at the end. And if you're challenged by slopes, you're going to need mobile feet. So that's your toes and your toe bends, and then the ankles themselves. So from a stand position, take up some support. Heel toe is going to get that ankle moving there and there. Foot right under the hip. If you're in a seated position, have a hip walk all the way back. Take a low lift of the foot, and then you can take your ankle moves like so. A push and a pull. You'll feel your shin muscles, your calf muscles, those opposing muscle groups working together to flex and extend. And build and improve movement around your ankles. 4 or 5 on each foot, and then just whatever you fancy, a minute or so of freestyling, maybe some shirt offs, maybe a bit of quick feet, maybe free circles. The idea is build up your movement vocabulary repertoire, and then just add more of it into your day. I'll be doing that every couple of hours on the drive down south. I hope to make you for a noon, probably from another garage somewhere. Look out for that, folks. I hope to be with that, and I hope to be with you for today. It all depends on traffic and where I am, but I'll keep you posted. That's it. All right. Oh, look, comments. We've got some comments. Happy birthday, Mrs. Hillier. I see. I think Liz is in live. Liz is in for Lavo. Gillian with a G. All right, everyone. Francis, good to see ya. You're on your holidays, I think, Mrs. Hillier, aren't you? Collective. Boom, boom. Oh, good to see you, folks. I do love it when the comments come through. It's a bit lonely this side of the camera without you all. You know, standing by the railings. All right, I hope to see you in about 4 hours. Might be a bit of a delay, but I'll keep you posted. See me on the usual channels. Breaker, rubber duck out.